All right, today we're going to master an absolute superpower for anyone who spends time on the command line. The one, the only, the incredibly powerful grep command.
Okay, let's just start with a situation. Picture this. You are staring down a massive 10 gigabyte log file. Buried somewhere in those millions of lines is the one single word you have to find. I mean, what do? Just start scrolling and hope for the best?
I mean, you could try searching manually, but let's be honest, that's slow, it's beyond frustrating, and with a file that big, it's impossible. Or you could use grep, which is fast, powerful, and surgically precise. It's really the difference between looking for a needle in a haystack with your bare hands versus just using a giant magnet.
So let's talk about this giant magnet. What exactly is grep, and how does it basically turn you into a search wizard? So technically, grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. Now I know that sounds a little intense, but the main idea is actually really simple. Just think of it like hitting Control F, to find something. Except instead of just working in your web browser, it works across files, directories, even the output of other commands, all right there in your terminal.
So how do you use it? Well, at its most basic, you just type grep, the word you're looking for in quotes, and then the name of the file you want to search. So this command right here, it's going to look inside that users.csv file and instantly show you every single line that contains the name Kara. That's it.
But what if a simple search just isn't cutting it? Well, that's where grep really starts to shine. So let's move on and see how we can fine-tune our search to find exactly what we're looking for. We've all hit these walls, right? You're searching for an error, but you're not sure if it's error with a capital E or lowercase e. Or maybe you need to find every line that doesn't have a specific word. Or, my favorite, you search for the word car and you get results for carpet and cartoon. Don't worry, grep has a fix for all of these. The solutions are these simple little add-ons called flags. If you want to ignore whether a letter is uppercase or lowercase, you just add the I flag. To see every line except for the ones with Kara, you use V, which inverts the search. And to match only the whole word car, the W flag gets it done. Each of these is just one tiny character that gives you a ton of control.
So finding the right lines is one thing. But what about controlling how you see those results? Let's take a look at how grep lets you clean up the output so you only get the information you actually need.
For instance, what if you don't really need to see every single matching line? What if you just want a number? Let's say we have this huge file of user data, and the question is simple. How many of the users in this file are a doctor?
15. That's it. This shows off the power of the C flag. Instead of printing all 15 lines and flooding your screen, grep C just gives you the count. Imagine how fast you can run analysis on massive log files with this. You get answers in seconds.
And that control doesn't stop there. What if you need to know the exact line number where your match showed up? Or what if you're searching a bunch of files at once and you want to hide the file names in the output? Even better, what if all you want is just a list of the names of the files that have a match inside them? These flags are like your personal control panel. N adds the line number to the front of each result. H hides the file names, which is perfect for scripting when you just want the raw data. And my personal favorite, L, which just lists the file names. This is an absolute lifesaver when you know an error happened somewhere and you just need to know which one of the 100 log files it's hiding in.
So far, we've pretty much focused on finding one word in one file. But, the real world is a lot messier. So let's level up and see how you can search for multiple keywords across entire directories. So, do you need to find lines that have either Mary or Kara? You've got two great ways to do this. You can use the @e flag for each word you're looking for. Or you can use a slightly different command, egrep, and combine your keywords with a pipe symbol. It does the exact same thing, but it can be a lot cleaner to read if you have a bunch of keywords.
Now, here is an error message that every single one of us has seen. You try to grep for a word inside a folder, and the command line just says, well, it's a directory. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. Not very helpful. So how do you actually search inside it?
The answer is the capital R flag, and it stands for recursive. Honestly, this one is a total game changer. It tells grep to dive into that directory, and then every subdirectory inside of that, and search every single file it finds. This is how you scan an entire project for a piece of code in one shot.
And this is where we just start to touch on that regular expression part of grep's name. You can search for patterns, not just words. Using a little caret symbol, you can find lines that start with a pattern, and using a $sign, you can find lines that end with one. Believe me, this is just the beginning of what regular expressions can do.
Okay, so we've searched for words and patterns inside files and folders, but now we're going to get to the technique that takes grep from just a search tool to a universal command line filter. This is the pro move.
The absolute, unlocked power of grep really comes out to play when you combine it with other commands using what we call the pipe. See that vertical bar? That's the pipe. What it does is it takes the output of the command on the left, in this case ls, which lists all your files, and it pipes that output to become the input for the command on the right. So think about that. This command isn't searching inside a file, it's filtering the list of files itself, only showing us the ones that end in .csv. You can filter the output of any command this way.
And finally, for all you developers and system admins out there, there's quiet mode. The Q flag tells grep to run a search but produce 0 output. Now, why would you do that? Because you can then check if the command succeeded or failed. An exit status of 0 means a match was found. A 1 means it wasn't. This is the secret to using grep inside your scripts to make decisions and automate all kinds of tasks.
And just like that, you've completely leveled up. We've gone from a simple search to a true command line superpower. With all these tools, you can now confidently go find any needle in any digital haystack, no matter how ridiculously big it is. So really, the only question left is, now that you've got this power, what are you going to search for first?